Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to the Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell. Excuse me, that's my fault. What's up to YouTube and everybody out there? We back with another video here on this YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network, which is my secondary YouTube channel. I'd like to thank everybody who's been coming to this YouTube channel, to my other YouTube platforms. It's been a blessing. This video here is just basically clarifying some things with some type of troll out there, making videos and whatnot, making a video or videos in general. I don't listen to these trolls out here. I just go by what the people tell me, somewhat little notes and little comments here. I'm not gonna sit here and waste my time to some drawn out video. I don't do that. But my disclaimer is, I'm not a pastor, preacher. I don't hold any type of I don't hold any type of office in the church at all. I'm not here to violate any type of community guidelines, any type of copyright infringement, for sure. And I thank everybody once again, man, supporting this YouTube channel, man. It's been a blessing. I can recall last year, back in February, I didn't have no YouTube channels at one point, but now we got 3, what I'm saying, due to the blessings of God in general, for sure. So I know a lot of people out there state that, don't respond to these people here online. But you got to understand, I'm a YouTuber. You know what I mean? I'm also make my videos to clarify things in general. You're not supposed to take anything personal over the internet at all. Unless somebody, of course, making a threat towards you and your family. Of course, that's something serious at the end of the day. But the way people perceive that, when somebody responds back to somebody over the internet, they making it seem as if that is bothering them at the end of the day. No, nobody has ever bothered me ever. All my time here on YouTube in general at all. Nobody can never bother me. So when I make certain videos and things like that to clarify something on the troll or a hater or something like that, it's not that somebody's bothering me in general. You know what I mean? You got to understand I'm a content creator. You know what I mean? It's just the business aspect to making videos in general. You know what I mean? Or just in the sense of putting the people on notice about how people can be deceitful and trying to change the narrative to things like that. And also, it helps out those who are starting up a YouTube channel on what to expect. Because when you're putting out the truth and stuff like that, or you're just creating content on your YouTube channel, you will have people that's going to hate on you, be a troll and stuff like that. And you got to know how to handle those people. You know what I'm saying? You can't allow anybody to affect you in the real world. Don't let nobody interrupt you emotionally and mentally and spiritually on here at all. Don't do it. You know what I mean? If you're going to want to respond to these people, make a video. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Build your watch time on your YouTube channel for the business aspect towards it. Because listen, YouTube, on one hand, it is a business. It is your own platform. You are the owner of your YouTube platform. You know what I'm saying? And people can get, monetary purposes off of it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That's if they're not pimping the word of God on their channel for monetary purposes. But on my case, I'm not a preacher. I'm not a minister. So whatever whatever videos I make on this channel, you know what I'm saying, that can create monetary purposes, then hey, so be it. But also you still want to be in tune with the people as far as like encouraging them, empowering the people, for sure, not just for $1. You know what I mean? Because if God bless you with money, despite whatever you do, you got to be a cheerful giver. Of course, I know sometimes it's hard to be a cheerful giver, especially if you got kids and whatnot. But once in a while, if it's worth it, if it drops in your spirit to be a cheerful giver, give unto the people. You know what I'm saying? Give. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Tina, what up to MHW? Finally, where have you? Prodigal Son and C-Mac. So we here to talk about the situation. I saw a couple of trolls throughout the week mentioning this, and somebody hit me up. I believe it was in my email. You know what I mean? I believe it was in my email. So about a week and a half ago, I think a week ago or something like that, I was in on a live on my main YouTube channel, Tony Harvin and whatnot and things like that. And we had a known troll. You know, he's a former First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ member. So he's a former Truth of God member by the name of Jordan Davis. That is his government name. You know, I believe he's originally from Chicago, Illinois. You know what I mean? They call him Brother J. I call him Brother Feces or the Leprechaun Man. You understand? So the man came in and, I guess he got in his feelings upon some things that was said online. Again, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what anybody say to you. I don't care if you're a hater or troll. You're not supposed to allow anybody to get to you to the point where as though you upset and you want to have a conversation with somebody over just because something over YouTube. You know what I mean? Because you got to understand what you see over YouTube and things like that. You know what I mean? Is very different if you're a troll approaching the YouTuber outside of YouTube. It's very different. You know what I mean? And when I say I'm not a minister, I'm not a pastor, because this guy, I guess he's claimed to be a minister and whatnot. I'm not gonna respond. I'm not gonna respond to you in that manner. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna respond to you. I told you I was on the live. I don't understand why you're calling me. You understand? So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna respond to you. You know, in a way that how I respond over the internet and whatnot. So let me give a rundown about this guy. So years ago, when I first started posting up the Truth of God, like I always give my testimony. I came across the Truth of God in 2014. You know what I mean? Just randomly searching YouTube in general. It was a topic that I put out that I wrote in the search bar, which was false prophets on the right hand side, which is a YouTube impression. Brian Kahn came up. I saw the video on the right hand side of that. Tony Smith came up, and videos just kept popping up, and that's when Geno Jennings popped up, and I found interest in the Truth of God. So 2 years later, I started posting up the Truth of God and whatnot, and things like that. So after posting the Truth of God for 2 years, I came across Mr. L.C. Mathis, so-called apostle. He comes from under the late Bishop Hunter and things like that. Listen, it all comes from learning about the background of these people, whether it was S.C. Johnson, Bishop Hunter, who else is out there? Randolph Goodwin, and all these other old-timer preachers. So Mr. L.C. Mathis came from under Hunter, right? So I found interest in one of his videos, which was on the Hebrew Israelites. He was talking about the Hebrew Israelites and stuff like that, which was true. So some people who've been subscribed to my primary YouTube channel, they know that I put up L.C. Mathis, that video years ago. I believe it was 2018 probably. You know what I mean? So it was cool. You know what I mean? He never said anything negative about Geno to my knowledge. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to put up anybody on my YouTube channel who talks negative. I'm talking about these sermons and whatnot that talk negative about the Truth of God and whatnot. So I believe it was last year or sometime earlier this year, whatnot, let's go back a little bit further. 3 years ago when I first started up the biblical discussions. So we started up the biblical discussions 3 years ago and whatnot and things like that. We started over the phone and whatnot. Shout out to Miss G and Christopher Span. So we started the biblical discussions up over the phone and whatnot. And that's where we merged over to the StreamYard, to the videos last year, I believe. You know what I mean? Recently, last year, whatever the case may be. So shout out to Brother Hayes. He referred me to Mr. J. Brother J. I didn't know nothing about him at all. I didn't know what he was posting on his YouTube channel or anything. Like I said, I don't check these people out, and which I should have. That's my mistake. So I reached out to him because somebody told me about him. You know what I mean? That he could be a potential participant in a biblical discussion. Now, his thing was he wanted to discuss certain topics with Geno. Now, dude, you's a puppy. at the end of the day. I don't understand why a lot of these people who are students want to have a biblical discussion with a champ, with a heavyweight. I don't get it. So he declined the offer to come on the biblical discussion platform to have a discussion. Now, again, I didn't view none of his videos. I didn't know he was talking negative about the truth of God and stuff like that. I didn't know that he was a former First Church member. And usually that's what happens. A lot of them former First Church members, they make these videos and stuff like that, claiming to have exposed what's going on with the truth of God and whatnot. So, with that being said, I stopped, really contacting him and stuff like that, and then people was directing me that he was saying certain things in the video and stuff like that and things of that nature. Like I said, I don't watch these people at all. So I listened to the small surface of one of his videos, whereas though he mentioned something about the brims, how he used to be with the brims. Now, those who are not familiar with the brims and whatnot, that is a blood gang and stuff like that. Listen, if you are a so-called minister and whatnot, it's certain things you're not supposed to say. You understand that? Your sole purpose is supposed to be to gain the souls of the people at the end of the day. Why would you focus and why would you talk in a manner as far as like what the people say on the street and whatnot? Why would you let a YouTuber get to you at the end of the day? You know what I mean? So that's where the whole friction started, I guess, with him. Because like I said, I don't care how a person feel about the videos that I put out in general. I don't care about none of that nonsense. So last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever the case may be, I forgot what the live was about and stuff like that. The man came in the room and said that he want to have a conversation with Tony Harvin. You know what I mean? He want to talk to Tony Harvin more so in person. I guess about me calling him brother Feces and all this other stuff. Listen, we got nothing to talk about. I don't know you and you don't know me at the end of the day. Don't get this YouTube stuff mixed up as if you know me. You got to understand, just because you see somebody over the internet, you don't know them full-heartedly. You don't know them at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You really don't know them. You know, just because you see the content that they put out, that they with First Church and stuff like that, it don't matter if you was a former member at First Church. You know what I mean? Them days are over. You don't go out your way and try to meet somebody over the internet to have a conversation. No. So he wanted to have a conversation and whatnot, in person and whatnot, and stuff like that. So I said, I gave him an address. I gave him an address to a boxing gym that I attend. Now, when you in a gym and whatnot and things like that, you're not worrying about who's calling your phone. You don't keep up with that type of stuff. Who goes to a gym? Well, who goes to a gym and work out and keeps the phone on them? You understand? So I think it was a Friday that live happened and whatnot. It was very, very recent. So he said he was going to come. He's in Raleigh, North Carolina and stuff like that, which is about 2 or 3 hours away from Charlotte, North Carolina, where I currently reside at. So he called my phone and things like that from a Chicago number or whatever case may be, as if I'm supposed to know it's him. It could be a troll because a lot of trolls call my phone left and right from different numbers, text now numbers and stuff like that. So a gentleman, I guess stating that it was him, called my phone and stuff like that. He said he's on the way. I said, okay, or whatever the case may be. Again, I'm not concerned about if you're coming or not. I don't care if you came or not. If you didn't come, I wouldn't care. You understand? It wouldn't make me no difference at all. So, to my understanding, that he did actually came to the gym. Some people was telling me that he pulled out a phone. So obviously, the man wasn't coming there to have a conversation. If you're gonna pull out a camera phone and whatnot and things like that, you know what I mean? If you're in the boxing gym, that I go to, is one side and there's another side, and then you can work out around the place. And other gyms do come to that facility to work out at. So if you call in my phone, as he said he did, I guess somebody told me that and whatnot, He called my phone and it went to the voicemail. Well, of course, duh. If you're working out, if you're helping out the kids and whatnot, or you working out somewhere else, who do you speak to? And he mentioned that he was speaking to people that he said nobody knew me, that it was a fake address and whatnot, and understand. So people would change the narrative upon what is really going on. You understand that? Nobody thinking about a troll coming to see them at their place of business at all. I don't know who you talked to, who you spoke to at the end of the day, but no coaches, no coaches, no main coaches in that facility told me anything about somebody showing up for me. He stated that nobody knew me. Now, who do you speak to? Who do you speak to? Now, on Saturdays, normally different gyms come in to spar. See, he didn't know that. You understand that? So you may have spoken to somebody from another gym if you did come. You know what I mean? So of course they're gonna say, "Well, I don't know him." At the end of the day, you know what I mean? So maybe you did come. Maybe you did come to the right location at the end of the day. But don't change the narrative and the whole persona that Tony Harvin was a no-show, making it seem as if Tony Harvin is afraid of you. That's a never. Why would I be afraid of somebody like you? You know what I mean? It don't work that way. And why would somebody who claim to want to have a sincere conversation pull out a camera phone? Now imagine if you would have pulled out a camera phone and if we was to see each other. You understand? Things would have went totally left. Because when you are a troll and you going to see somebody, you're automatically a threat. You are considered a threat in general. You know what I mean? You don't waste nobody should waste their time going to see somebody over the internet based upon, you know what I mean, their emotions. Now you was coming there to spar, then cool. Cool, that's fine. All right, you coming to the gym, coming to work out, you coming to help the kids out, whatever, you coming to train, exercise, cool. But when you come into the gym based upon your emotions getting hurt over some YouTube stuff, I'm not thinking about you. I'm not thinking about no troll at all. You understand? But you got to understand, my mindset is in combat mode each time I enter that facility or each time I work out in general. I'm not there for a conversation with some type of troll. You know what I mean? When you go to a gym, you're focused on working out, you're focused on helping the kids, and you're focused on helping the community. You don't have your phone on you all day awaiting a troll to call you at all. You understand? You're not that important. Sometimes it takes me a days to respond back to people, and people who know me, who got my phone number, who we text and call and stuff like that. Sometimes it could take days for me to get back at them. It may take weeks. You understand? I don't speak to some family members. It takes months for me to get back at them sometimes. So why would you be so important that I gotta really look out for your contacts and whatnot? So people gotta be careful on here. You understand? Not to get upset about people. If they was to make a video about you, if they was talking about your mother, or you got big ears, or some type of features on you and whatnot. Listen, it's the internet. That's all it is. You don't have to get caught up in your feelings and whatnot and things like that. I'm not here to have a conversation when I'm going to the boxing gym, man. You understand? I don't want to have no conversation with no troll when they come into a fighting gym. Listen, either you're gonna work out or get lost. Simple as that. A conversation could happen over the phone. If you really was a minister, you wouldn't waste your time coming to see me, because you got to understand, I'm a YouTuber. You're the minister. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a minister. My response is going to be different. My whole persona is going to be different. You know what I mean? I'm thinking combat. You thinking something else. You know what I mean? Don't waste your time going to see somebody at all, unless you're going to their facility to work out, to spar, to help out the community in general. Because it's a lot of drug addicts around here. Let's just keep it real. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure when you got out the car, You saw a bunch of goons. You saw the guy on the pole who always talked to himself. He got dreads. You know what I mean? You supposed to be the minister, right? You know what I mean? Why didn't you take the time out? You know what I mean? If you couldn't get in contact with Tony Harvin, you couldn't find me around the facility or around the area. Why you did not record of you witnessing to them people out there if you are a so-called minister? Never mind coming to see me. You understand? I can care less if I did see you or not. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of drug addicts in that area. It's a lot of people who out there, they smoking weed, they hanging out, they drinking, they listening to rap music and whatnot. You the minister. Why you didn't record that? You would get more respect in general if you was the witness to those people. But instead, you took your phone out, what people was telling me and stuff like that, or had some type of camera crew, and you recorded some stuff about going into the gym and asking for me. Why? I'm irrelevant when it comes to the scriptures. You know what I mean? You said, I said Mars and Error realized is what up to Georgina Flemings? I'm irrelevant. I'm irrelevant more so than the scriptures. Why are you so focused on another man? I could call you ugly. I could call you stupid. I could talk about your mother or whatever the case may be. Don't let the internet bother you emotionally, because it can get you physically hurt at the end of the day if you approach somebody the wrong way, especially if you're a troll that I don't even know you at all. Do you understand? People who I know off the internet, you know what I mean? I don't even hang out with them. You understand? We don't go out hanging out. You understand? So why would I feel comfortable around you if you was to come? I don't care if you wanted to come to talk to me nice, talk about the scriptures. Listen, I don't want to hear that from a troll. You're a stranger. You know what I mean? But you would have got more respect, and this is in general, you would have got more respect if you would have witnessed to those people out there. If you would have had your phone recording, trying to witness to those people out there. You think you get respect just for coming to the gym, asking about me, and you couldn't make contact with me? All right, cool. But I'm pretty sure you seen them people outside of that place. When you walk out to the left-hand side, you saw all them people out there, because they be out there, and you saw the guy on the pole who always sits there with the dreads talking to himself because all the drugs he done used and whatnot. And you didn't take your phone to go witness to those people, yet you worried about me? I'm more important than the scriptures? Really? That's crazy. I never realized somebody over the internet who calls himself a minister or minister to the people and whatnot, the word of God, because I don't. I'm not a minister. I keep telling people that. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a minister. So you're going to get a different response at the end of the day. I'm not concerned about no trolls at all. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting here at the gym. Oh, man, I wonder if this troll is going to show up. I wonder if they're going to come just to have a conversation. No. Now, if you come in the spar like the other gyms come, they come through, Don Boxing Gym and all those other gyms that come through. And Coach Dre, who's from Brazil, is the coach. And we got Coach Mason Brown. That's the coach, another coach, a good trainer in there. You know what I mean? Who do you spoke to? I don't know who you spoke to. You understand? But you take so much pride in that, like, oh, wow, I went inside the gym and asked for people for Tony Harvin. Yeah, I did something right. No, you didn't. What you did was vain. You know what I mean? You ain't do nothing that can edify anybody with the word of God at all. You just proved that you allowed somebody to bother you, for you to travel 2 or 3 hours. You waste your gas, you waste your time. I don't know if you got kids or whatever. You could have been utilizing your time for that. You didn't utilize your time to go witness to the people out there as you supposed to, as a so-called minister, or whatever the case may be. It's what up to Bob T? He said I will have to watch it later. Well, Georgina Flemings. Christopher Spence says, nothing but distractions. How the enemy loves distractions. Keep bobbing and weaving with countering. You may be a YouTuber, yet you are still doing God's work. The devil won't succeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so funny how people claim that they are a minister, right? But when you see people out there that are sick, right? Not physically more so, but sick spiritually, you supposed to, right? Okay, do your thing as a minister. It's no problem for me going up to them people out there like, what's up? How you doing? How's your day? God bless XYZ. You know what I mean? But people like him, they so worried about YouTube. You understand? You weren't about coming to see somebody off of YouTube? A man? I don't care what I say. You know what I mean? I could be a little antagonizing and whatnot and things like that in a funny manner. You know what I mean? It's sad that grown men like that let stuff like that get to them. You know what I mean? That's why I put gospel or gloves. You know what I mean? You don't go to a boxing gym. Oh, I'm gonna go into there and I'm gonna have a conversation with him. What? Nobody thinking about you. At the end of the day, nobody thinking about you. What up, PhD? Hope all is well. Nobody thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, and things like that, I saw the thumbnail. I saw the what YouTube calls. YouTube calls when you see on the right hand side the impressions. You know what I mean? So when you click a video and you see the videos on the right hand side or underneath sometimes on your phone and whatnot, they are called impressions. So I seen the impression about no show Tony Harvin and whatnot. So if you was coming to have a conversation with a person, you know what I mean, your whole intentions was to have a conversation, not to be a clown, to pull out a phone and whatnot. Because like I said, if you pull out a phone on somebody and whatnot and things like that, in these days, especially around that area, in these days, you should know there's a high percentage, there's a high rate of things going left, you know, because me off of YouTube, I don't play games like that. Nobody's play games. You can't go up to nobody in general and say, listen, I want to have a conversation with you. I'm going to pull out a phone. Like this is pranks and whatnot. You know what I mean? It don't work that way. You know what I mean? I don't listen. I know where you're from, Chicago, whatever the case may be. But in these days, people don't play games like that. You know what I mean? You want to go see somebody off of YouTube. Like I said, there are a lot of people, there's a lot of people in these days that are packing. You understand? I'm not talking about a book bag with lunches in them. You know what I mean? Be careful who you dealing with. And I'm speaking in general as far as like advice to people. Like I said, do not let anybody get you in a way that you want to really go see them in general, just to have a conversation. And then you pull out a phone in general. We got a lot of trolls, we got a lot of haters out here on here, especially those former members who are upset about the truth, and they're trying to distract, but it doesn't work at all because every day we're still producing, we're still putting out things that help edify the people, encourage the people, empower the people in general. The impression, the YouTube impression that he made, I believe it was about almost 30 minutes. Like I said, I don't watch it. I didn't watch it. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time on it, but I do know the trolls, the haters, they will waste their time watching what we put out as far as like the truth or when we have lives and stuff like that. They will sit back and they will watch it and things like that and what have you. You know what I mean? So Tina tells all you says, I'm going to have to watch it later. Of course, you know, appreciate that. You can watch the live later. It'll be up. You know what I mean? It'll be up for sure. So with this so-called minister, you know what I mean, from demon leader LC Mathis, because that's where he's from. You know, he has some type of testimony out of how, you know, what First Church did or whatever the case may be. You know, like I said, people tell me about certain things, man, and I just can't sit down and I really can't sit and watch or listen to these haters, these trolls for hours or 30 minutes or whatever the case may be. I just can't. I just heard those small details that he was a former member of First Church, and there was a few of them before that made videos about my YouTube channel who were former members. They actually think they can stop something. They actually think just because they twist a narrative, you know what I mean, of something that is going to work. There was a lot of trolls who came to the church. One being, it was another troll who came from Chicago before. He actually came to the church and whatnot. I was there in Philadelphia one day. This was a few years ago. You know what I mean? He came, by the name of Jansen Williams. He came, but he came in the sense of respect. You know what I mean? But why would you waste your time? Why would you, if you don't like a message, why would you waste your time, waste your money on a plane ticket, waste your money on a rental car to come to the church and whatnot and sit down? He sat down through the whole service. And those who go to First Church, they know them services can be long on a Sunday. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I was hungry, starving, and everything. But yet, although the service was about 2 or 3 hours long, the troll, he sat through it with his wife. I didn't understand. If you don't like something, why are you here at the end of the day? If you don't like something, why are you looking at it? So it just surprised me that you got somebody over the internet who goes against what's being taught and whatnot, but yet he paid for a plane ticket, whether you took Delta, Spirit, you know what I mean? American Airlines. You wasted your money to come sit down in a service for 2 or 3 hours. I don't get people, man. But this is the type of people we got out here. They say, oh man, I don't like this, I don't like that, XYZ, but yet they still listen. I don't get it at all. What are you listening for? You know what I mean? What are you? Evelyn, what up? He says, greetings. Keep exposing these clowns. That is correct at Christopher Simple Faith. M. Hall says, Mr. J is looking to make a name for himself. Matthew soon find out that Jay will start his own ministry. Well, he got to understand, like, you can't try to make a name for yourself, you know what I mean, on an angle like that. You gonna only go but so far. And a lot of those trolls, they only go but so far as like making certain videos about the truth of God or about the YouTubers and whatnot. I've seen it since the beginning. You know what I mean? There's not one person who's been talking against the truth of God. You know what I mean? I'm going to say besides those who already had a following, excluding them, who's talked against the truth of God, that's trying to make a name for themselves and whatnot. They never expanded no way at all. You understand? They never elevated nowhere at all. You know what I mean? And in a sense of, I thought he was a cool dude. When I first came across him, asking him about the biblical discussions and whatnot, and things like that. You know what I mean? People who are trolls, they could elevate their YouTube channel by just talking about the word or just in general conversations. They think, wow, I'm going to talk about the truth of God. I'm going to talk about the YouTubers and whatnot. Yeah, you might get some views. That's cool. You might get some views, but it's going to only go but so far at the end of the day. Are you going to talk about something else that's going to help edify the people, that's going to help elevate the people? But I mean, every video almost, or every thing that you're talking about and whatnot is about the truth of God in a negative format. You're not going to get nowhere talking about that type of stuff. Like I said, you might get some views here and there, XYZ. Granted, cool, that's fine. But you won't go far with it. I done seen it already. And after Brother Feces, it's gonna be somebody else. It's always a new person. You know what I mean? All the time. And I've never seen not one of them elevated. You know what I mean? And you also mentioned that Mr. L.C. Mathis will soon find out that he would start his own ministry. It looks like that. I'm not gonna say, because like I said, I never heard of him, Mr. J, Brother Feces, until Mr. Hayes told me about him in reference to the biblical discussion and whatnot and things like that. All right. Tina, you says he drove over 2 hours instead of finding a TOG temple to go out to go get taught. Brother Tony, my prayers are with you, Brother C-Rock, because it's some pathetic, whiny men out here. Absolutely. Absolutely. They worse than women. No point intended to you women out there. They worse than women out here. As far as like their emotions. Whining, crying. Oh, I want to go see you. I want to come see you. What? You don't have a date lined up? You know? You'd rather spend 2 hours. And I used to drive to Raleigh as far as like truck driving and whatnot. And I think it was 3 hours, to be honest with you. I used to deliver to Sprouts out there in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I couldn't stand going out there. You know what I mean? Delivering to that place because that lady used to take all day counting. But I remember going out to Raleigh and coming back to Charlotte. And it's a long drive. It's a long drive, you know. And for somebody to waste their time coming to come see another man, and it wasn't nothing really important, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing important at all. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You say pulls a stunt, question mark. Yes, it's a stunt. Because if you say you wanted to have a conversation with a person, and then you pulled out a phone for proof or whatever the case may be, you didn't come there for that. You know what I mean? You didn't come to have a conversation. You came to be seen, known. So imagine if a man would have pulled out a camera phone to you, Mr. Chris, if y'all was to meet up, if he was a troll. What would you do? You'd probably slap the phone out of his hand and whatnot. Because number one, you didn't give consent for that. Number two, you came for a conversation. You know? All right. Tina says, maybe one day you will cover a topic about the danger of being an emotional man. These men are secretly admiring you, yet they are jealous. I agree with that, because when I looked at his whole profile of his YouTube channel, before I flagged a few of his videos because he took some of my stuff off my YouTube channel and whatnot, and on Facebook I flagged them, you know, because when you take the live conversations and whatnot, and you are a troll, yeah, I'm gonna flag you. It can appear on my end on YouTube in my studio in the copyright section that somebody has been using your material, and it marks out, you know, how much percentage that they have used of your material from your YouTube channel. You know what I mean? So on his YouTube page, you can see he got I don't know, Let's Talk or something like that. You know, yeah, I know I got live conversations and what have you. He had biblical discussions. Yeah, I know I've been had the biblical discussions for years. You know what I mean? And then he wants to talk about Gino in a negative manner. Yeah, I know I had the truth of God on my YouTube channel. So you're absolutely right. A lot of them try to mimic the stuff that I got going on. You know what I mean? But they just cannot do it the proper way at all. You know what I mean? It's a certain way you have to do certain things. You know, if you admire somebody, cool, that's fine. You know what I mean? I also give advice upon how can one grow their YouTube channel and whatnot. And I don't mind shouting people YouTube channels out at all. I don't mind helping people out. Like, you know, I shout out a lot of people YouTube channels. Khadijah Reeves, Simply Behold, you know, Simple Faith, C-Rock. Who else is out there? I don't know. You know, if you got a YouTube channel that has positivity on it, I shout them out. I help people out. You know, but if you come in a negative manner, no. You understand that? Because I know for a fact it's not going to work. You know what I mean? YouTube picks up a lot of that. If you're talking negative about people all day in your videos and whatnot, man, they ain't gonna want to promote that stuff too much at the end of the day at all. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's not the most important thing. It's not going to edify the people. You know what I mean? Because let me read this comment. Simple Face says you shouldn't have to bash people to make a name. Absolutely not. You shouldn't. For what reason? For what reason at all? You know, if you are a creative person and you're not to create content, you know what I mean? I think he has a business or something like that. Listen, record videos about your business that you got going on. Some people may be interested in that. You don't have to make videos bashing people all day for what, you know? All right. He says facts about being hungry during long service. I sat because I didn't want to miss nothing. You know what I mean? So, from the hears of it, that he came to the location that I gave, and which is the facility that I attend. You understand? My thing was the very important part, and I wanted to put this man to the test. You know what I mean? If you are a minister, whether I was there busy helping out the kids around the place, running around the strips and whatnot, because it's a long strip. You know what I'm saying? In front of the gym, back of the gym, on the sides of a gym. Work out all over the place. But you didn't take your time out to witness to nobody there. You call yourself a minister, a pastor, a person who teaches the scriptures, but yet you focus on a YouTuber that you really wanted to have a conversation with him. You understand? Because your feelings was hurt. You know what I mean? How would the Lord look at you? That you saw all them people who was out there sick spiritually. They smoking weed out there, you know, jamming to Pop Smoke, jamming to DMX. You know what I'm saying? They jamming out there. You know, every time I come out my car, they looking. You know how them ghetto people be. They looking. You know, but I got the mean mug on my face. Like it's time to go to war in there. You know, but you the minister. I'm not. At the end of the day, but I can easily say, "What's up to people? You know, what's up? How you doing? XYZ." You didn't take your time out to witness to these people at all. That's the important part right there. You trying to have your chest poked out like, yeah, I went to go see. I didn't see him. He gave me a fake address or something. Now I don't know what you said. I'm just hypothetically speaking. I don't know. That's what people told me. But when you got a title, no show, that's clarity that states that, wow, man, you know, that's a title like he was scared of me. But whether a person, not that I was, because I ain't scared of nobody, whether a person was scared or not, you as a so-called minister, Mr. J, Brother Feces, the leprechaun man, you did not take the time and the liberty out to witness to nobody at all on the outside circuit of that gym. Because that place is almost like a little shopping center type of looking place, but it's tight. You know what I mean? It's a very tight place, but a lot of people be out there. You know what I mean? Like I said, smoking weed, drinking, whatever. But the man did not witness to nobody at all. You understand? That's the crazy part. All right, I'm going to have to rewatch. I'm at work listening. That's what's up. Christopher states that most of the time it's agents sent to make sure you don't complete what you're supposed to do for God. Agents? I'm always ready. I'm always ready. That's why I say they have to be careful, you know, because the person that you see over YouTube, you know what I mean? They're not going to get the same energy at all. You know what I mean? Anybody who comes across a troll in general, you're going to have your guard up. You understand? You definitely going to have your guard up at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I don't know where people get this whole persona like, oh, wow, he's a YouTuber. He's going to be nice to me in person if I was to meet up with him. Oh, no. No way. No way at all. You understand? All right? He said, plagiarize and no creativity can't come up with their own stuff. He said, that is ridiculous. Petey says, these guys calling themselves ministers and wasting their time bashing others on YouTube. These type of actions is certainly not of God ministers. Absolutely not. You know, not at all. You know, they sit there, they waste their time bashing and whatnot. That's why I'm glad I don't put the whole persona like I'm a pastor. I saw some type of email from a person Where so he mentioned that I'm a child of God. When have anybody ever heard me say I'm a man of God, I'm a child of God, and stuff like that? You don't hear that from me. Those titles are strong titles to have. You have to strive for that. That's something you have to strive for, them titles. Man of God, child of God. You got to strive for that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Pastor, preacher, apostle, prophet, prophetess, evangelist, bishop, elder. You got to strive for that type of stuff. That's why I say, do not call me those things. You know what I mean? It's a process to get to those type of levels and whatnot and things like that. You know what I mean? It's a sad thing that so-called ministers like that can't even understand at all. They can't understand not one bit. You know what I mean? And in the email, he said he brought the camera for protection. Really? You brought a camera for protection? A camera? What you scared of, boy? What you scared of? How you gonna say no show Tony Harvin, but you said you brought a camera for protection? I don't get it. And you a minister, right? And there's a scripture in there that says God hasn't given you the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind or something like that. Protection? You supposed to be a minister? And you scared of a man, flesh and blood. What can I do to you if you really have the protection of God? What can I possibly do to you? You understand? I don't get it. Tell the people that you stated that you brought a camera for protection. Wow. He got a camera phone. Oh, he got a camera for protection. Ooh. You understand? That's a crazy situation. You know what I mean? And then you call a person a sinner. Are you with these people 24/7? Granted that if you see something over the internet online, like somebody, smoking weed, cursing and whatnot, or whatever, you could justify that a person is a sinner. You understand? You can't call a person a sinner if you haven't seen nothing, whether on video or heard on audio. You know what I mean? You can't go around assuming a person is a sinner. You know what I mean? That's another thing with these so-called ministers. They have the assumptions of a lot of things, which they have no type of proof of at all. You know what I mean? He says, be helpful, not hurtful. Christopher Span says the devil has a job. Unfortunately, they never punch out. They still working even when you're sleeping. Tina says, you're too... He said, you're too funny because you never look bothered at all and you always keep your composure and just don't care. Stay how you are, cool and calm. Absolutely. I'm never bothered by anybody trolling over YouTube. Any video that these people make, listen, they could talk about my daughter or daughters, which they have in the past. Listen, people done talked about my kids. They done comment under my mother's comments on Facebook. They done send death threats and whatnot and things like that. That stuff don't bother me. You know what I mean? I'm not going off, oh, where you live at? I'm coming to see you. I'm not doing that. You got these trolls out here talking about, I'm coming to North Carolina. I want to fight Tony Harvin. Really? Really? You coming to a state that houses millions of people. You know what I mean? And you going to come to a person's residence? If you find the address, don't do that. Because now you're putting your life in danger. That's what you're doing. You know what I mean? I don't care how much of a person feel like they're the Incredible Hulk. It don't matter. You got people in holiness. You got people in holiness that are packing. It's something that they're still working on. You got people in holiness. If you bring something out of them, you know what I mean? It'll be the last time you bother them at the end of the day. Don't do that. You understand? Don't feel as though that you can beat everybody if you are a troll. If that's the case, then why don't you take your profession to the professionals? You know what I mean? And, make a career out of it. If that's the case, why would you waste your time going to see somebody over the internet because they said something about you? For what reason? If you are a minister, how are you going to deal with, hundreds, millions of people coming at you? You understand? Because when you putting out the truth as a minister, you're gonna have a lot of people out there that's gonna be threatening you. And what you gonna say? You're gonna cry in your room. You're gonna say, "I want to come see you." You cannot do that to people as a minister at all, because you're putting yourself in danger. You understand? You're really putting yourself in danger, because now when you go to see somebody legally, you're in the wrong. Now, if I was hypothetically speaking, let's just say I'd have caught him with a 2-piece. Boop, boop. Just a 2-piece. It doesn't matter if he don't say anything. Just by him coming 2 hours away, he's guilty for coming to see me. You understand? If you step foot on somebody's property and you come travel hours away, it don't matter if you just come up, ring their doorbell, and not say nothing. You know what I mean? If they got to prove like this person's from here, they're a troll, they've been talking negative, you know what I mean? And they came to see me, you're guilty. You're guilty. It don't matter. You understand? And that person is in a right because they protecting themselves. You understand? They don't know what you came for at the end of the day. So it might have been good that you had your camera phone. It wouldn't have done nothing, because when you step on somebody's property or where they at, you're in the wrong legally, automatically. You understand? Automatically, legally. You know what I mean? Are you laughing? When you tell a pastor they wrong by using scriptures, here they come with certain scriptures down in the truth of God. Absolutely. Absolutely. He said, you're not supposed to rebuke an elder, these orders in the scripture, which is true, but every time you let the pastor know they're wrong, they bend the scriptures. Been through that. Petey says, absolutely. Christopher says, I was supposed to be a deacon and considered to be a pastor in my old false church. I turned it all the way down in apostle's voice. He says, camera is the new gun. What up to Andrew Jackson? Yeah, the man said he came with a camera for protection. What? Listen, nobody was going to harm you. Nobody was going to put their hands on you. Now, whatever, if somebody out there that's not with the gym, we got nothing to do with that. You understand? If them goons would have saw you that you was an outsider and they would have tried something, that got nothing to do with us. That got nothing to do with Tony Harvin. You know what I mean? You was the fool. You was the idiot to be an alien to come on somebody's turf, somebody's property and whatnot, looking out of place. What you need a camera phone for? You know, there's cameras in the gym. There's cameras inside and outside the gym and outside those businesses out there. You didn't need a camera phone. There's cameras everywhere. You understand? If something was to happen to you, okay, there's nothing wrong with getting a police report and getting them subpoenaed to hand over the evidence or the recordings and whatnot. You know what I mean? Tina says, brother God is still working on me because I can't promise how I would act if I were in your position. Pray for me, because even me praying as much as I do, I will snap when it's my kids and grandbabies. That's something deep right there. And the sad part is I had my daughters that day. You know what I mean? I had my daughters that day. You know, so you coming around with a camera, or you coming around for foolish reasons, I'm definitely going to be on high alert. I don't care who you are or what you're coming for. I don't care if you want to sit down in Dunkin' Donuts and have Boston cream tea party in there. I don't care about none of that. You understand? You're a troll. I consider you a troll. I don't care if you're a former member of the Truth of God. You're still a troll. You understand? You're still a troll. You know? He says, just as many doctors have a good complex, so do many preachers. M. Hall says, Mr. J seems mentally unstable. Please be cautious of him. Well, he better be cautious of me. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing puts fear. Nobody puts fear in me. You know what I mean? So he could be mentally unstable and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I said, everybody ain't all the way there. You know? And when you go see somebody and stuff like that over internet, YouTube stuff, you know, just because you're caught up in your emotions, you better be careful at the end of the day. You know what I mean? All right. Jose, he says, join late. What happened? Well, you got to go back, man. You got to go back. We 54 minutes in. You got to go back to the beginning, check it out. You know what I mean? Basically, we're just talking about a troll who has a video out that I didn't look at, but I just saw the impression, which is the thumbnail. And the title says, "No show, Tony Harvin. No show." As if I was scared and whatnot, or what have you, and things like that. You know what I mean? Because some people will change the whole narrative. They won't get a whole full story at the end of the day. They will not. You know what I mean? They won't get a full story about the emails that they was pulling out. You know what I mean? That they admire you and stuff like that. That he's a so-called minister and whatnot. The whole important factor of this whole video or the whole thing is that there were sick people outside of that gym every day, and he's a so-called minister. You know what I mean? And he didn't witness to not one of them out there at all. Not one. You understand? Not one of them. That's a sad thing. That's a sad thing. When you claim you got the truth and whatnot, and you don't share with those people out there and what have you, but yet you're concerned about one fella over YouTube. That's a sad thing. All right. You says, brother, you're better than me. I would be in jail. God's still taking things out of me for real. Never know who's carrying. Just saying, pray for me. Absolutely. For sure. With the prayers and whatnot. I thank everybody for tuning in to this YouTube channel, this YouTube live and whatnot. You know, the hour mark is approaching. You know what I mean? We got more videos coming to this channel. More videos coming to my primary YouTube channel, Tony Harvin. And we got more Truth of God videos coming to Tony Harvin TV for sure. You know what I mean? Lord willing, I'll be back on YouTube, YouTube Live or whatever the case may be, you know, on my primary YouTube channel. I am on Facebook, Tony Feces Harvin, Instagram, same name. TikTok, same name, not on there too much. My email is tonyharvin@yahoo.com in general. We still work. What up, Andrew Jackson? We're still working on some biblical discussions in general that's coming up, that's in the making in the future. You know what I mean? To summarize this whole video up, nobody's scared of Mr. J at all. You understand? It doesn't matter if he came or not. Nobody was focused on some troll coming into your place of business and I'm busy doing something. You understand? People think you're supposed to be so much focused and concerned about them as they are concerned about you based upon some YouTube stuff. You know what I mean? So, Mr. J, if you're listening, if somebody happens to point you to the video, which you're probably going to watch, you know what I mean? Listen, let's set something up. You know, email me, tonyharvin@yahoo.com. If you want to put something on camera, you know what I mean? We can put it in writing. Now, when you pull out your camera and whatnot, you have to put something in writing when you're recording somebody. You know what I mean? We could set something up. You know what I mean? To let the public see live on my primary YouTube channel. You know what I mean? We could set something up. You know, we could have a conversation. We could definitely have a conversation. You know, we can have a conversation under one condition. You know what I mean? One. Now set it up, write a contract, whatever. I'll look over it, and we'll let the people know what's going on at Mr. J. You know what I'm saying? So go relay that to him. Draw up some type of contract, and I'll draw up mine, and we come together to do something. You understand? And I don't want to have no conversation either, you know, first. But after what I'm looking to do, then we can have a conversation. You understand? All right. I'm Tony Harvin. I'm signing off. May you all have a blessed day. Shout out to everybody out there. And do remember, do not let nobody get to you over the internet, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube. They still got MySpace out there, I think. You know, Instagram. Do not let nobody get to you to the point where as though you want to go see them. You know what I mean? If you ain't setting nothing up in an edifying matter, you understand? Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'm signing off. He laughing. He laughing. Listen, I thought the man was coming to work out. I thought the man was coming to spar or something. That's what I thought. You know what I mean? But if somebody want to have a conversation, whatever the case may be, listen, call. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, don't go to somebody gym and you thinking they're gonna want to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? They spending their hard-earned money on working out, and you coming in and wasting it. You understand? All right, Tony Harvin, I'm signing off. May you all have a blessed day. I'm out. Peace. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to the Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell.